Right, morning. It's about 7:30. I've just got both rods out on my new lake. It's fairly busy on this one side of the lake. There's half a dozen anglers along this one bank. It does mean, and there's nobody on the far side, so it does mean we've all got fairly equal water. The rods are out. We've got one on VNX, one on Red Hot Bullet, just out in the middle there. I had a lead around and about 9 wraps or so out. I found quite a nice hard spot, so I've put the rods just on that. There is apparently a gravel bar that runs down the middle of the lake there, so I'm assuming that's what I'm on. But fingers crossed we'll get some sort of activity today. We shall wait and see. Right, so it's just coming up to about 11 o'clock. Haven't seen or heard anybody else having any fish. Haven't seen any fish at all on the top. I've been keeping a close eye out for any signs of movement, and I just haven't seen anything. I came here on Friday and there were fish topping out, fish showing all around, and today the only thing I can see moving is the birds. They do keep tricking me. Coot over there, I think it's a coot, keeps diving down, so I see a big splash and I get all excited thinking, oh, there's some movement finally, but no, it's just one of the birds taking a dive down. So a few of the other anglers on the lake are now packed up, some of the night fishermen, and they're all just getting ready to go out the gate. There's still a few of us on here, but half of the people that were on here have now gone, so hopefully the pressure on the fish will reduce somewhat. The temperature does feel quite chilly. It was supposed to be 14-15 degrees, but I don't think it's anywhere near that at the moment. The pressure on the barometer has gone up from what it was in the last few days, and the temperature, say, seems to be maybe 10 degrees, 11 degrees. So it's not horrendous, but I'm just not seeing any activity on the water at all. I've had a look up and down the lake. Obviously there was only so many swims I could pick from because a lot of the swims at the far end, which was where I wanted to go, had been taken. So, but what I have been doing is using the FishSpy on the marker rod, casting it out to try and get an idea. Basically I wanted to map this swim out, and what I will do over the preceding weeks is map out a few more of the swims as well. But I just thought I'd start mapping some of the swim out, get an idea of what the bottom's like, where the areas are to aim for. And what I have found is, well, you'll see from the footage, it's very sort of sandy. It's supposed to be a lot of weed out there, but from what I've actually found, there seems to be a nice sandy bar that runs across the middle of the lake there, which is about 9.5 wraps out, 10 wraps out. So I've got weed either side of that, so what I've tried to do is get as close to the weed as I can, but so I'm just on the cusp of the two, and hopefully that will tempt some fish out onto the sandy bit and start feeding. Something's paying an interest in me rods, even if it's not the fish. You haven't been carp fishing until you've had a robin on your rod. Right, it's about 12:30. I've just had, finally, an actual fish showing in the swim. So just out towards my right hand rod, which I've got red hot bullet on, just had a fish jumping, so hopefully we might actually start to see a bit more activity. This was I was here on Friday at about this sort of time, and that's when I did see a few fish showing, so maybe it's this sort of time they start to get a little bit more active. We'll just have to wait and see. So we've had a couple more anglers turn up, a load more have left. One of the guys actually stopped and had a chat for sort of 10 minutes. And he's obviously fishes here quite a lot, has quite a lot of success here, and he gave me a few pointers, which is always nice and helpful. So he did say this is one of his favoured swims, and that where I've basically cast to is the right sort of area. So that's a positive, at least, that we know we are doing something that some of the local, more experienced anglers on the lake, the people that have fished here previously, is something that they've backed up, that this is a good sort of area to be fishing to. So that's all positive. There's a good head of 20s and 30s in here. If you do hit one, there's a fairly good chance it's going to be something half decent. And there is probably 6, 7, maybe 8 known 30s swimming around in here as well. So they're obviously the target fish, but it's a new lake, and we'll just be quite happy to get whatever we can for now. Just had a fish topping out. There we are, perfect timing. Right, so there's about 7 or 8 known 30s in this lake. As I was saying earlier, there is a good head of 20 pounders, but obviously the 30s are the target fish. Hopefully it's something we can hit across the season at some point. That's why we're here, is to try and hopefully get a new PB. Mine currently stands at £32.8, so yeah, and I think there's a few fish above that in this lake, so it's going to be a long shot, but they're the fish we got to target. But yeah, we shall see. But for now, say that it looks like the fish are possibly starting to wake up a little bit. I've seen a few top out now. Got that one on video. So hopefully they are starting to come on the move a little bit more. It's just coming up for about 1 o'clock. I'm not planning on staying too long. I think I'm probably only going to be on here till maybe 3 o'clock time. I just wanted to come down and do a few hours, see if I could potentially nick a bite. Just seen a fish right on the margin by the looks of it, just over there. Looked like it was just topping out. unless it's another bird again, but I can't see anything down there, so I think that may well have been another fish. But yeah, so I'm probably here for another couple of hours. Just wanted to get a few hours under my belt, try and get an idea of some of the swim, see what was available, and obviously we'll come back again in over the rest of the season, get plenty of time on here. The good thing about obviously being a club water, I can just pop down here for a few hours, do a quick overnighter, bit of evening fishing after work. Just gives me that option, and I'm not having to pay day ticket prices all the time. I can just pop down here whenever I want, and if I'm here for 3 hours or I'm here for 36 hours, it doesn't matter. It all costs me the same, and I may be able to sneak a few bites out where I wouldn't normally have that opportunity to. I've now seen fish crash out of that spot yet again. Unfortunately, it's kind of in front of the guy in a couple of swims up from me, so it's not an area obviously I can cast to because it's in front of his swim. But it's twice now that I've seen a fish, whether it's the same one or not, but crash out no more than 20 yards off the far bank. So if it was in my bit of water, I would certainly be casting a rod to it, because it's obviously a fish in the area. It's come out a couple of times now, so hopefully he moves a bit further my way and we can get one out. Just had a few spots of rain coming down as well. So the forecast for the afternoon is for sort of light rain showers here and then. We just had a few spots come down, but nothing particularly to worry about.